And something. There we go. All right, part two.
Oh, we've gone into part two.
It's only because some asshole was like 603 or some shit.
Oh,
A
texting.
leopard. No, was calling me.
Oh.
Fucking California trying to find Bob or something.
Why don't you just tell him where Bob is? God damn it.
I get it that it's somebody's job.
I'm joking.
To
around.
yeah, I know. But I'd be like, hey, is this Bob's double-sided dildos?
Yes,
no.
it is. We've got giant dildos.
I want
for
to
you.
do that one day, but I kind of don't.
No, you should totally be like Bob's double-sided dildo. Maybe no.
Excuse me?
No. Something with a D. Daniel's double-sided dildos.
Excuse me, Daniel's double-sided dildos.com. This is the warehouse. This is
what? I like it.
What part?
The whole thing.
This is Daniel's double-sided dildos.com.
This is the warehouse.
This is the warehouse.
Raul
Is this
speaking.
Is this Raul? This is Raul speaking. This is Danielle.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like,
I'm like, sorry, this is a private number. How'd you get a hold of this number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to contact my supervisor.
What?
Do you? I'm like, listen, this is the third time you guys called. Either you're gonna order one of these because there's too much in the fucking inventory.
Got it. You should do that. I swear.
I should.
You should video that shit too.
I start shaking though.
I know.
I know. I can do it like this.
Yeah.
But I can only do so much because my brain, like,
you get too excited.
I think I do,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. What's going on? I'm like a gas tank,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, and I'm like,
close that valve.
Is it because I don't know how to fully relax?
I mean, probably. No, I don't know. Here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I just said like every answer possible. I said no, yes, I don't know. Here's the deal.
You splash it up. Now we scope it.
I did. Jesus. So I think that.
Pause.
Yeah.
I think that. I think that. I think that. I think that. I see myself talking to that guy and not being able to relax, but being able to relax the way I see the lion eat the gazelle.
Yeah.
When I was 12 years old, I was like, now at 34, it doesn't faze me one bit.
Well, it shouldn't.
But it did because it's one creature. How do you explain you eating me? A carnivore, omnivore, eating another omnivore or a carnivore. It's beyond my experience almost.
It is.
Because that thing's eating the other thing alive.
Yes.
My brain says that should not be happening for some reason.
I know.
But it's happening.
Isn't life crazy?
It's
not in a good way.
Is it crazy or is it not crazy?
It's not crazy. I mean, it is.
It is and it isn't.
It is.
We've made that term crazy.
When I say crazy, I think I probably mean something different.
Sure, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But we have to...
Because you can tell.
Right. Because that's awesome.
Right.
What is awesome? And what's not awesome?
Yeah.
So is this all awesome?
Some of it is.
The Satanists would say, none of this shit is fucking special.
No?
None of it's special.
Some of it is.
Some of it is. Then that means all of it is.
I don't think you can say that.
Okay. So some experiences bypass other experiences.
Definitely.
So I guess this is what situation dictates.
Yeah.
So one experience might be better than another experience.
Definitely.
Am I trying to create equality? Am I trying to create one experience better than...
I don't think you're trying.
This is my buddy. This is my buddy Sam, and I have fun. But I can't have the same amount of fun right now as I'm having at...
Tiffany's house.
Hope you never see this as 4 p.m. when I'm at the library or something.
Right. Uh-huh.
So experiences are different. They're doing some FFA shit.
I know.
Or something.
I like the music though.
So experiences are different, and we acknowledge that there are differences.
Yes.
But in my brain says that no, there shouldn't be any for some reason.
But the root of human religion is all about those experiences that were more something, more awesome, more impressive than others. Like the first time somebody. Well, think about this: a man and a woman fuck,
Yeah.
and there's a baby made. I mean, you can look at that from as basic a level as you want to, and it's pretty impressive. And then you can study biology for many years.
Mm-hmm.
It's still fucking impressive.
So
Because you can just drill down more and more and more detail, and it's still awesome. Because, I mean, okay, a new life is created, whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
But then you think about stuff like your sperm cells have half as many DNA as the rest of your cells in your body. And in order to keep your own body from killing those cells, it makes a special barrier between those cells and the rest of your body. What the fuck? That's amazing.
So creation is awesome.
Well, that's just one. Death is kind of an amazing thing too.
Because everything ceases.
Some things cease and some things don't.
Don't.
I just told you earlier that there's a whole fucking... Do you know there's as many microbes, cells? If you weighed yourself, you are as much made out of microorganisms as you are made out of Raoul cells.
Say that again? You are made up as many...
There's as many microorganisms in and on you as there are your own cells in your body. They're on every square inch of your skin. They're inside your body. Sometimes they're not usually inside your cells, but they can be. But yeah, we're back to the poop shake.
As many microorganisms on me as there's cells inside me.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
The force inside me.
But my point was, hang on. You die. They don't all die.
They don't know about it.
No.
Bacteria still lives.
Hell yeah, they do.
So you're...
I'm not saying you live on. I'm just saying some of what you used to be is still alive. And so, lightning. Fucking amazing. Yeah. Literally, the sky shoots electricity at the ground. How can you not be impressed by that?
Yeah.
And then the first time a human being made fire, that was magic. Magic is the beginning of religion. So, some experiences are definitely more, whatever you want to say, important, awesome.
Than other experiences.
Definitely. And they're not all the same.
That's what makes the human experience.
I mean, this conversation we're having is way cooler than when I go to environmental science class.
Because everything... No, I could go on for that.
I know, right? But my point is, no, experiences are not all the same.
Yeah.
People are not all the same. The world is not all the fucking same.
You said, what's the whole point of living if you can't change anything? Remember that? This one just made its way to the foreground.
That might just mean cracking somebody's head open to a new idea.
What part?
Changing something. By the way, I just want to make a little observation. You're sharper, you're better, you're more balanced today after your conversation with Mar and after your interview. These are things that are making you feel different. To me. And healing can be a weird experience, a weird process.
So what differentiates my sharpness?
No, you're just way more with it.
I don't understand that.
I mean, you're following concepts that are complicated here. You sometimes would struggle with that stuff. as an observation, as an observer from the outside, there's something different today. You are different a little bit today.
I only had like 4 hours sleep too.
That doesn't matter.
Something does seem different.
Sure.
What is that? I don't know. I did talk to Mar.
Sure.
I had that experience in there with you guys.
Yeah.
And then I had an interview.
You did.
It can be any multiple things.
Right.
I had a kind of a shitty breakfast.
Nasty Circle K hot dog.
I think I you gave me a brush, and I feel like I was an amputee before, and I had a fake hand. You gave me a brush, and I was able to brush my hair. But I really couldn't. I couldn't feel my hair. I just knew
Right.
that it was being brushed.
Right.
Today, I feel like I'm actually brushing it. So I guess that's what deals with sharpness.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate what that means? Can you? What do you? You can only see you can more see yourself through others.
I understand.
So I need some more clarity on yours.
On what I said,
Just
the sharpness part.
yeah. That way I can see the light through you at me,
Right.
and I can
got you.
build on that.
Sure. Well, you're putting together ideas that I think would have eluded you before.
Mm. I still feel like they elude me.
Not really though. You're getting it. You're getting stuff that's complicated.
Stuff that's complicated.
And you came in here and you told me the story of what happened at the library with your interview.
Hmm.
And you just went right into it. You just you just told the story.
As opposed to what?
Sometimes you wander around a little bit.
Yeah.
You tell a story by way of going all around,
Deviation.
As one old friend of mine would have said, you go by way of your ass to get to your elbow.
Your ass to get to your elbow.
Yeah. And you were talking about you may think that this is base level stuff because you learn about gravity when you're a little kid, but you don't understand that shit. And I'm talking about understanding. And you're following. You're getting you're smelling what I'm stepping in.
Do you think I understand it?
I think your understanding of it is increasing. I don't think I fully understand it. There are things that are still below my level of my depth, right?
Below your depth.
Shit, yeah, there's still more to learn.
Right.
So, but I mean, we're learning together.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I don't want you to think, I don't know what you think about our relationship, but it's two-way. I mean, it may seem like I do all the talking and all this shit. I learn things from you all the time. I do. It's good. This exchange is great. It's okay. Take your time.
I just don't know if you do or if you are. Because you're like 8 years more older than me. But your ability to connect the dots is. We both have experiences.
Yeah.
And you've gained things, as anybody has gained things.
Right.
But I guess it's the push-pull principle. And I feel like I pull more stuff from you than you pull from me.
That's not true at all.
Okay, I need you to say that.
I am
Because
saying
I
it, you
know I just
crackhead.
don't understand the math behind, like, not even that. I just
Well, I might talk to you about gravity or rocket science or something like that. Um, but you talk to me about interpersonal things and emotional things that, I mean, I hadn't thought about things from the way that you're talking about them sometimes. This is not a one-way deal. No, not at all. Not at all. If it was, I'd have been bored and I would have been like, yeah, good to see you around. Yeah, yeah. A long time ago. Now, you have a really interesting way of looking at the world. And I don't mean Satanism. I mean, that's a part of your
Yeah.
view of the world, but it's not your whole view, you know.
correct.
And yeah, absolutely. You have definitely changed the way I think about some things. Yeah.
I want to say that that's one of the things that I want to do in people,
Right.
because stand-up comedy, to get people to laugh is one thing, but to get everything starts with critical thinking and being able to disseminate or differentiate a thing from another thing.
Mm-hmm.
um I want to say that 5 years ago I wouldn't have been able to, I wouldn't have cared to talk to a professor,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's like, all right, I think I can, it is very, bring the fire, being able to bring something to the table. And
Oh, yeah.
you know, and I have a tool belt. The tool belt's called Satanism, and it's like, I have the tool belt. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it, and I want to use it because one of my favorite superstars of COS is Adam Campbell, Reverend Adam Campbell, and he
Mhm.
said that Satanism is a tool, and for me it's the biggest tool. But it's like being able to, I able to make fluctuations in the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for me, as a, we enrich ourselves by enriching those around us,
Yes.
thus enriching ourselves.
Yeah.
I just feel whether it be you, Gabby, Phil, or anybody else, uh, it's very superficial to say it's boredom, but I want it to be like a thing that keeps. If I'm talking to you, and it's like, all right, you're getting this, but it's like, I'm getting this thing from you, whatever X may be, but I want you to be able to get something from me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, what am I bringing to the table? I understand that I'm bringing stuff to the table with other people.
Right.
This is not narcissism. It's just, I guess, the egoistic part of us non-joiners, is that,
You always say ego. You know what it is, though. I mean, it's some of it's ego,
Yeah.
and that's okay. It's good to have some ego, but some of it's just fucking awareness.
yeah.
I mean, there are rooms
Uh-huh.
that I could walk into, and I would be the dumbest guy there.
Uh-huh.
There are other rooms that I walk into, and I'm probably the smartest person there. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, I know that I'm not up here and I'm not down here. Where I am in here,
Yeah.
yeah. Do I add things to the conversation? Yeah. But there are some times when I go into there have been rooms that I walk into and the conversation is so maybe something I've never thought about or a point of view or something just totally, and I have nothing to add to that other than my shut up and listen. you know? But that's how life is. And the difference between me, you, and the rest of a lot of the people around us is that we're curious.
Yeah.
And we don't have, at least I'll speak for myself, I don't have a lot of things. I've got a few things that I believe, and that's just how I believe. That's what I'm going to believe no matter what conversation we have. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have a lot of things like that. There's a lot of things in my mind that if somebody walks in here and says, holy shit, there was a new thing that just, National Geographic just announced that gravity is this totally different thing than what we thought it was. I'd be like, really? Because I don't have some set idea that's immovable. I'm curious about everything. I want to know about everything that somebody can teach me. Sometimes it seems kind of ridiculous. I mean, when I was a little kid, a little guy, we moved out west. We were in Nevada at that time. And we were in this old, abandoned, rundown ghost town. And just poking around, looking at stuff because it was cool. And there was one house that had a guy that still lived there, some little shack, some little shithole. And he called me over and he taught me how to roll a cigarette. He was an old cowboy. I mean, a real fucking cowboy. Like, he pushed cows back before there were cars. And he had something that he could teach me. I don't smoke now even, but that experience still taught me something about the world.
The rolling of a cigarette?
Sure, but it's not really about the rolling of a cigarette, is it? You know what I mean? There's more to it, obviously. It's the whole experience. Just like I just told you that story about it's in Nevada, it's a ghost town, it's an old guy. All of those things mean that rolling of a cigarette was different, doesn't it? You get what I mean? Like, and to learn is not necessarily what we expect it to be. I go to a biology class, and I might learn something about emotions that don't have a damn thing to do with the class. I mean, not like exactly what we're covering. You know what I mean? When I was a little guy, my mom always told me, everybody has something they can teach you. Everybody has something they can teach you. Now, the guy who's a 50-year-old janitor who spent his whole youth doing drugs and, he hasn't got shit to, he's never been a parent or whatever. What could he possibly teach me? Well, he could teach me what not to do with my life, maybe.
Yeah, I thought about that a few weeks ago, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of indifferent. I was kind of on the fence. Because it's like, there's a shit ton of idiots on this planet.
But even an idiot can teach you something.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Because I can watch a video of some moron do something and think to myself, holy shit, I never want to do that. Now, didn't I learn?
Yeah. I
sure did. It might not be the lesson he was trying to teach. And that's what I was getting at with that cigarette thing. The lesson you get might not be what the teacher's actually teaching. It might be something totally different. But when you shut your mind off and say, I've already made up my mind on this, and you've stopped learning, then what's the point of your existence? find a bridge, motherfucker. And that's your idiots.
Yeah.
That's your idiots, because I talk to people all the time. He doesn't come here anymore, so I'll use him as an example. Cole always came in here already knowing everything he wanted to know about a particular issue. And then he'd start telling everybody, I don't give a damn what you think about that thing. And not only do I not care what you think because you're some dipshit named Cole, but also we're not exchanging ideas. All you're doing is opening your mouth and telling me what you already think and know. So what did I learn from Cole? I learned that sometimes the way I talk needs to be different. I learned that certain behaviors and certain patterns that sometimes I was doing were not good.
You said that you learned how to change your voice or how to change your way of speaking
Yeah, absolutely.
because
I saw Cole and I didn't want to be like him.
he spoke.
So he taught me a lesson, but it wasn't the lesson he was trying to teach me.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to teach me about how being a social justice warrior was the thing to do.
Yeah.
And what he wound up teaching me was something that I think is pretty valuable anyways, which is about the way you say things can come across differently than what you...
So it doesn't matter that X is taught to said individual as long as something is taught.
Yeah.
So the teaching is more important than the lesson.
Yes.
The teaching, the learning, it's more important than the lesson. The lesson is more important than the teaching. The lesson learned is more important than the teaching. The teaching, the learning is more important than the lesson. Because the teaching insinuates a creative flow.
Sure.
Whereas a lesson learned is just a glob of life. It's just something that's learned,
Yeah.
but there's nothing around it. There's no movement.
Right.
Whereas the teaching, so Bruce Lee would say there's flow there.
Mm-hmm.
So you pulled from him how not to be.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, you grabbed that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was conscious of
Right.
it,
But
yeah.
sometimes I
Yeah.
learn this stuff and I'm like, something doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
As long as I grab
Sure.
something from it.
Sure. I want to go be nosy and look at what these people are doing down there. Plus, I want to